I'm Senator Bob Huff. Thank you for joining me for my capital comment for the week of February 6, 2012. You've heard a lot of talk about reforming public pensions. The reason to drive the reform is that we're $100 to $500 billion underfunded over the next 20 years. That's unsustainable. So you heard the GOP 5. The Republicans were working on this with the governor last year, couldn't get it across the finish line. The governor trotted out an initiative, or not really an initiative, but a proposal to reform that, but nobody's put that into language yet. More importantly, there is a citizen group that went to put it on the ballot. Now, these ballot initiatives are very expensive. It takes $2.5 million to $3 million just to get it on the ballot, and then you have to actually fund a campaign to help it work. Well, this has been polling like in the mid to high 70s. That's off the charts. That means Democrats and Republicans support this. What their group had submitted was two different measures. One would define the contributions for new public employees, meaning, you're going to have X amount and then you'll get the results back of whatever the market does. The other would have blended traditional pension, which is a defined benefit, meaning regardless of how the market does, you're going to get X amount of dollars. So they'd blend that with the traditional 401k. So a little bit of risk, a little bit of certainty. Ideas polled well, as said. But at the end of the day, the Attorney General, who gets to write these ballot summaries, nuked it. She wrote a summary that said, reduces benefits for current and future public employees, including teachers, nurses, and peace officers. Well, these are the most beloved public employees there are in the public's mind. And so just by writing it that way, rather than saying clerk typists, people that lean on shovels, or schedulers, whatever, there's a host of government jobs, and I'm sort of exaggerating, but by choosing the three most popular, polling plummeted by 20%, so not only would it have been expensive to get it on there, it was probably not going to pass. They dropped that. So there's one plan left, that's the governor's. So far, no Democrat has put that in bill language. So it makes us wonder whether the governor's really committed to getting that through, or even if it did get into bill language, could it get through the legislature? Now, keep in mind also there's 5 proposals to raise taxes coming on the ballot. The governor's successfully gotten 2 of those out, it looks like, meaning there's still 3. He wants to get it down to 1. He wants to get it down to just his, and that if we do that, then education, he says, remains whole. If we don't pass those taxes, education gets whacked by 97% of the trigger cuts actually against education. That's the governor's plan. Not a swell plan, because the LAO said this week that school doesn't get any extra money if the taxes pass. So as I've said before, it's holding a gun to the head of the taxpayers. So that's kind of what's happening up here this week. I appreciate you joining me. I'm Senator Bob Huff.